Great results.
Yeah, listen, but I've got to be careful about what I say about my emotions. I don't know what relief I'm always trying to be quite calm, but I'm also delighted that we scored when we did. It was always going to be difficult for a whole host of reasons. But listen, we set out to have a certain mentality today, and we were determined that as a group that we were going to dig in and give nothing away. And up front we were going to try and get the ball to them with quality as much as we could and put them under a wee bit more pressure. Tranmere teams, I would like to see them playing a lot more slick and attacking football, but certainly in terms of character and determination and fighting for that 3 points, it was an unbelievable falling that we had. It's great, and we now have to kick on from this. Take the lessons that we've learned from the games before, and sometimes it's just about digging in and at these levels. It's two teams that, listen, let's be fair to everybody. There's no massive superstars out there. It's just a group of honest boys who, if you do the basics right, you get a wee bit of magic from people like Norwood and maybe win you the game.
You've seen that at the end, Micky. It must have shown, now, as you say, great character from all the players in a gritty game which didn't bring many clear-cut chances to pop up in extra time. That's a very good goal.
Oh, it's a fantastic finish. We know he's well capable of that, and hopefully strikers, you know what they're like. At the end of the day, they judge themselves on goals, don't they? So it was great to see it, and it's a terrific finish. It's what he's all about. He'll keep running and he'll keep optimistic, and you just know that at some stage with his energy and his pace that he could be the one to open the door for you. But right over the pitch, they grinded away and they grafted away. I'm not going to say to the Tranmere fans that we were full of flair and full of loads of big massive passing moves. I think sometimes it's just got to be about pure good old-fashioned fighting for the jersey, honest grit and determination, doing the basics well, not giving anything away, and hoping that you get a moment like that and you go and get the winner.
A bit of talk before the game about the pitch, and some players couldn't play because of the AstroTurf pitch. How's it held up for today?
In terms of 4G, it's very, very good. And talking about the science of it is probably for another day. But there's no doubt that, I mean, you look at some of the players now, like Norwood, who's back now, it has an impact on a lot of players that they will pay for now in the next few days. Maybe that's because we're not used to playing on it. Because we don't train on it, don't play on it, it's such a different sort of impact on the body. I don't know, you need to go into science for that. But listen, they put in a good shift, they adapted well to the surface. We fought we're cornered, and we're delighted to get it.
Mitch Duggan was called upon today in the first team. A good performance from a young player.
Yeah, well, we want to try and get them through as much as possible. And obviously, on merit, we trust them. They've done enough for now to know that when we bring them on, they'll do a really, really good job. But of course, now we can maybe add a wee bit of flair to the group now with Tollett coming back, and gives a wee bit of more 1v1 in certain areas, and people are going to hurt people, which we know that we haven't had for a little bit now. So bringing Tollett in and adding to the group, because we know that we have to add to the group. We have to be careful that people don't get too carried away, because I have to be careful what I say, but we are very much shopping in a place called potential now. We can't go out and get your ready-made £5-6 grand a week players. That's not going to happen here, so we'll do our best to shop in the old shop called potential and try and go and get some impact and pace, add it to the group, some energy, loads of ambition, and give the group hopefully a bit of lift. But I stress that, listen, where Tranmere are now, that's where we have to shop the situation that we're in. But we've done our due diligence, and we hope that we can bring in a couple of good players that add a bit of pace and a bit of flair to the group, and obviously get a bit of a lift.
You mentioned there a few players. Mick, will they be in time for Leyton Orient on a Wednesday?
Yeah, there'll definitely be one here on Monday, so he'll be here Monday, I think, or one maybe Wednesday, Thursday. We've got a couple more things going on next week as well, which, if they come off, would certainly add pace and flair and power to the group, a bit of excitement to the group, which we need, because we obviously know we want to play with a lot more flair than we've been allowed to. But listen, we'll hopefully get the deals done and use today, kick on, keep the qualities of today. I think that's important. We keep the qualities that we showed today. Add to that people who can go and impose themselves on people 1v1 with a football at their feet like Toilet and other boys that we'll try to bring in, and hopefully it'll bring a right good energy to the whole group.
And Lake Norris on Wednesday, a fixture that really looks like it should be a Football League fixture.
Yeah, of course, but it isn't. So that's again what I always say to everybody that talks about Tranmere, it isn't. We've found ourselves in this situation and it's about today. Tranmere are in non-league, so Leyton Orient, 2 non-league teams. We want to, of course, try to change that. We're going to work very hard to try and change that. We know where we want to be, but the past is no good to us now. It's about trying to keep improving and moving forward and getting the club back to where we want them to get to. And so nobody will work harder to do that than me.
And frustrating sign for the fans the past few games, but they've travelled down and yet again great numbers today. They can get right behind the scene right from the off.
They always do. They always support their team. They know. I think they know. In fact, no, I'm convinced that they know that we have a tough job on here. There's no doubt about that. We have a really tough job on here. We need to make sure that we continue to try and put a team together that both gives us the chance of moving up this division and gives us an opportunity of getting back to the Football League. That could take, and I'm not going at that one. It's going to take time. It is going to take time. It's going to take getting results. It's going to take when good players become available, if we can be in the market for them. It's going to be about improving the group we have. But more than that, it's going to be about realism. It's going to be about patience. It's going to be about understanding the situation we're in. Keep them fighting and keep them honest like we are today. If we can keep adding little bits to it, we'll hopefully move towards the team that we all want to see playing. But I'm not getting carried away with thinking that we're anywhere near the group or the team that we want to eventually see, certainly in my time here. But in terms of togetherness, in terms of fight, let's keep that.
We're seeing Jack Dunn and Jay Harris not make the same today. They're injured, okay?
It all held right close.
They're both have no chance of playing, so certainly at the minute they couldn't have taken part. We also have Cookie on a suspension as well, which I'm disappointed about because I wasn't putting, but that's 50 facing at this level at times. So yeah, we're a wee bit short of bodies, but that's today was the 16 players that the football club has available. There was nobody left at home that's fit. That's 16 players that are fit, and certainly to a man, in terms of spirit and determination and togetherness, we fought and fought and fought. Like I keep stressing, because I know what it's like. People out there saying, well, this and that. So we know we want to improve it. And I know the type of football I want to see. But first and foremost, I want to see desire and digging in and fighting for the cause and belief. And certainly the players showed that in bucketfuls today.
Was that a maturer performance from Tranmere, you think, more in keeping with their away performances from last season?
I don't think we can talk about last season now. I think it was, I don't know about mature, I just think that we spoke a lot early in the week, and we spoke about just doing our jobs, just doing the basics well, not coming off the plan. And I think today, even though at times it wasn't pretty and it wasn't the way that we wanted the game to be played, we stuck to the plan. We stayed as a back four, never left it until we thought that we could, or it was necessary to do that. The midfield players won their knockdowns, tried to feed the front players, and front players ran their socks off. We obviously wanted to pass it a little bit more, but weren't able to do that because the game wasn't like that. But I don't think we've really gave it any chances away. I might be wrong, but off the top of my head I can't remember any or many. So that's great credit. So when you just always believe that with people like Norwood, that you might just get a little chink of light and nick a goal, and that's what we've done.
Yeah, because George Waring and Andy Mangan seemed to warm up for quite a long time in the second half, but obviously never got on. Was it just a case of resisting the temptation to make a change because you didn't want to upset the way the team was playing?
Well, a little bit of that, yeah, because you think that there's nothing between it. If you think that there's a massive impact, if you've got Cristiano Ronaldo sitting on the sidelines there, and you think you can get him on and make a massive difference by getting the ball at his feet and going to take people on, I would have added it to it. but I think what I had on the bench was already similar to what I already had on the pitch. And like you say, I knew what I was getting after players on the pitch. Did I want to really mess around with that and sort of take a gamble? I was aware that I might have to take a gamble at some time, but I just always felt that there was something Mike going to break to Norwood. I thought it can't go the whole afternoon that he's not going to get in, and we did in the end, so we're delighted.
Is Ben Tullett available for Wednesday?
He's available now. We just have to be careful that he's not played a game, but he's 100% fit. He's as fit as what he could possibly be at the minute. He's not played, so we'll have a think about that. We'll have a think about him, because certainly we know that he's a very, very talented lad and somebody we've missed. And in games like these games like today, quality like that can be the difference, because you can get the ball when he goes and beats people or draws people to him, and then he can free up frontmen, and that's probably what we've been missing for a little while now. But the players aren't available to non-league teams. You have to go and try and find them. We're very fortunate we found him. We'll hopefully find a couple more in the future to keep adding to it. But I'm so pleased with the result today.
Presuming that Cristiano Ronaldo isn't one of the lone players likely to come in this week, could Dylan Motley-Henry of Barnsley be a possibility?
Yeah, Dylan will be here Monday. Dylan's somebody that we know. He's got great pace, he's a winger. You can get him isolated 1v1. But listen, we've shopped at the potential for it, so let's not be getting carried away. We are where we are. In terms of budget, we've had to get one or two out to try and bring a little bit in, because things are very tight, because we're in non-league now. So we've been able to, both with the help of Barnsley, because of my connections there, been able to get Dylan, who Barnsley think very, very much of. But let's give the boy a chance. Let's bear in mind that he's only 20, so let's give him a chance and realise, yeah, we've shopped at potential. He is going to be a good player at some stage. Let's hope that that's now, but let's give him a chance. Let's see what he's got, and we're looking forward to getting him in and working with him, and hopefully he gives us that bit of flair and that bit of pace that we need.
Well done.